I am building a pump track. I built one a few years back and we ended up destroying it about a year ago. I had built it too small and it was really intended for the kids and their push bikes. The kids are getting a little bit bigger, they're on their bikes now and they're able to ride a little bit better, so I am building a bigger pump track. The hard part was I was going to do this whole video to document the process, but the problem is that it's so hard because you can only see piles of dirt and it really all just ends up looking the same, even though all this dirt that I'm getting is relatively different. It's actually really interesting. It's from the same area. They're doing some road construction, so I ended up asking. And the best thing that you can do if you don't need pristine soil, and if you're willing to, spend a little bit of time and put in some sweat equity into it, you can pick out the rocks and then you can get to something that's decent. So I ended up asking, hey, can I get some of these truckloads of dirt? I know some of the trucking companies that are running, and so I ended up having 6 loads of dirt. I have between 75 and probably 90 yards. I think I might be at perfect or just a little shy, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I ended up bringing up the corner, the back level over there, because the whole thing was kind of sloping down, and I ended up wanting to bring that up so that you could actually pump your way back up and you weren't running into a spot where all the water was going to run, plus all of the, I don't know, just all the issues that you'd run into of really having to pedal, defeating the purpose of a pump track. So anyway, what I'm doing is I've laid this out for the most part. You can see the excavator here, and the excavator is where the tracks are, is where you'll have probably 2 rollers. So you'll have rollers at the back of the tracks, the front of the tracks, and then you'll go into another berm. But I'm leaving room in case I need another truckload of dirt. This will probably be the main berm going into the main straight. So the straightaway is right here. It starts with a massive roller. I need to pack that down. I'll probably end up taking some of the material off of it, but I wanted to distribute more than I needed. And then you'll go into another 4 rollers before going into a right-hand berm. You'll go into a right-hand berm, you'll have 2 rollers that feed into a split line, which goes over where I brought things up. That tree, you'll have an option of a berm in front of the tree and a berm behind the tree. And so then you'll go and come into this section over here, which will be a few more rollers. I want to put in probably a tabletop and maybe a step up or something. And then you'll go back into a berm, which will take you back to where the excavator is. So that's great. Then in the middle, what I decided to do was an option line. Another option where you could split off of that first roller that is out of the berm. You can come out of that and you can jump into this middle section and do somewhat of like a figure 8 over to that tree. And then I don't know exactly where it goes from there, but anyway, I've got some dirt, some material to use in this section. Another really fun thing that we'll end up doing with our property, because we have a bit of it, and so I have a bit of property available. I know that not everybody building out a track is going to have the same access to either construction fill dirt, and buying 90 yards of dirt is going to get really, really pricey, especially with trucking. And in this case, it's really inexpensive to do this. Although again, the dirt is not perfect. It's a lot of pit run, but it works for what I need it to. And then I can just cover it with topsoil if needed. But right here, this pile of rocks is kind of in the general vicinity that I'll actually end up putting in a fire pit, and I'm really excited about that. And then right behind me, you see, so there's this tree, and then see that way. So there's that tree and this tree. So this tree actually backs up to a quad trail that wraps around the entirety of our property, and there's a railroad crossing sign up the other side of it. But in here, so basically have in between these 2 trees, is right by the fire pits here, and then these 2 trees, and then all the way back to that stump, I'm basically going to put in like a carport / woodshed covered area, but it will basically act as a hangout area so that you can hang out under it. We'll put in a countertop and have a really cool like outdoor kitchen, and it will mostly just be a countertop and a covered space, but we'll have space for wood storage and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. It's coming along, and right now it's just, literally just a bunch of dirt. So this is what we're doing. But I think the biggest thing for me is I just want a place to play. I want a place for my kids to play, have fun, work on skills, and something that can be changed over time. I would say that ultimately we're probably using up, 1,000 to 1,200 square feet of space, and using that up, I'm excited to finish it out, make it work well, and then anyway, I'll follow up in a couple more videos as things start to progress and we work through things and get some more ideas dialed and get a little bit of this packed in. I've got the excavator right now. I actually need to go and pick up a tractor in order to kind of finish some of this work if I don't want to do it all by hand. But anyway, as of right now, it's coming together pretty cool, and figured somebody might be interested in seeing what I'm doing and kind of seeing the layout as I dive into this project. So anyway, stay tuned if you want more information. See you in the next one.